dari Komplek Balai Budaya Minomartani Ngaglik Lembang. Inilah Radio BBM, jaringan radio komunitas.
Minomartani, radio budaya, radio warga,
radio komunitas BBM FM,
Community Radio BBM FM, Creation for Nation.
(107,7) Radio Komunitas BBM FM. Halo warga budaya dimanapun Anda berada. Gimana nih kabarnya? Kembali lagi di siaran apresiasi bersama kami, yaitu saya Akmal dan juga teman saya
Habibah, dia Miranda.
Dan ada aku juga ya warga budaya. Jangan dilupakan tolong.
dan
Oke.
Ada aku Yohan.
Nah, selamat datang semua warga budaya di siaran apresiasi. Nah, pada segmen kali ini kita bakal bahas yang menarik banget nih Mbak Habibah. Dimana 2 hari yang lalu kita sudah menyambut Hari Tani Nasional yang tepatnya jatuh pada tanggal 24 September nih. Tahu gak nih Mbak Habibah, Mas Yohan?
Baru tahu lah aku.
Ya, aku baru tahu jujur.
Iya.
Oke nih.
Gimana
Begini deh,
tuh?
seperti yang kita ketahui nih ya, Indonesia kan merupakan negara agraris dengan banyak petani yang berkontribusi dalam meningkatkan kesejahteraan masyarakat.
Betul.
Nah, Hari Tani Nasional ini merupakan momen penting nih untuk mengapresiasi perjuangan dan dedikasi golongan petani di Indonesia.
Oke.
Nah, tahun ini
Oke.
kita memperingati Hari Tani Nasional yang ke-63 nih. Lah,
63.
udah 63 tahun baru tahu nih Mas Yohan sama Mbak Bibah.
Bener, iya baru tahu.
Oke, baik. Nah, mungkin untuk lebih memahami nih apa sih ini ya Hari Tani, mungkin kita bakal bahas sedikit mengenai sejarah dan pentingnya Hari Tani Nasional ini ya. Mari kita simak informasi yang kami dapatkan nih dari artikel Detik News.
Oke.
Nah,
Boleh langsung dibacain aja Akmal.
Oke, gini nih Mbak Bibah. Sejak dikeluarkannya Undang-Undang Pokok Agraria atau UUPA pada tanggal 24 September 1960, nah, tanggal tersebut dipilih sebagai peringatan Hari Tani Nasional.
Oke.
Nah, UUPA atau Undang-Undang
UUPA.
Pokok Agraria ini pada tahun 1960 menjadi dasar hukum dalam penataan kekayaan agraria nasional. Nah, undang-undang ini memiliki arti besar dalam mewujudkan ketentuan pasal 33 ayat 3 Undang-Undang Dasar 1945 yang menyatakan bahwa bumi dan kekayaan alam di dalamnya dikuasai negara dan digunakan untuk kemakmuran rakyat.
Oke, iya aku pernah dengar
Iya
UU-nya
kan,
itu.
betul.
Iya
benar.
sih. Dulu sempat dipelajarin di SD nggak sih?
Oh iya.
Iya nggak sih? Waktu
Aku
belajar
lupa.
Pas belajar undang-undang ya.
Iya.
Nah, pembentukan UUPA ini memakan waktu 12 tahun nih, lumayan lama ya.
Lumayan lama ya.
Dan melibatkan berbagai panitia yang bekerja keras.
Ya, pastinya.
Banyak sekali nih.
Apa
yang
aja tuh
orang-
panitia yang ikut berkontribusi
Yap.
dalam pembuatan UUPA ini?
Nah,
apa Akmal?
Wah, banyak sekali nih.
Apa aja?
Nah, berawal ketika sebuah panitia Nah, yang pertama adalah Panitia Agraria Jogja pada 1948. Nah, yang kedua adalah Panitia Agraria Jakarta pada 1951. Yang ketiga Panitia Suwewahjo pada 1955. Yang keempat adalah Panitia Negara Urusan Agraria 1956. Dan yang kelima adalah Rancangan Sunarjo 1958. Dan yang terakhir adalah Rancangan Satu Jarwo 1960. Nah, dari berbagai panitia dan rancangan tersebut, akhirnya Dewan Perwakilan Rakyat Gotong Royong (DPR GR) yang kala itu dipimpin Haji Zainul Arifin menerimanya dan melahirkan UPA. Jadi lumayan lama banget nih ya mengesahkan Hari Nasional Tani. Betul banget.
Membuat UU itu emang lama ya, 12 tahun.
Iya, benar banget.
Dan akhirnya pada tahun 1960 disahkan UU-nya gitu kan ya.
Iya, betul sekali.
Kayaknya keren.
Nah, melalui keputusan Presiden Republik Indonesia nomor 169 tahun 1963 yang sudah di-mention ke Habibah tadi, Presiden Soekarno menempatkan tanggal 24 September sebagai Hari Tani Nasional. Nah, hari ini kita merayakan 2 hari yang lalu ya, kita merayakan Hari Tani Nasional yang ke-63 dengan berbagai kegiatan dan upaya untuk meningkatkan taraf hidup rakyat tani menuju masyarakat adil dan makmur. Nah, seperti itu.
Keren ya.
Keren.
Nah, gimana nih opini kalian mengenai itu? Menurutmu penting gak sih Hari Tani Nasional ini?
Menurutku ya, aku sebagai orang awam gitu ya, yang nggak tahu soal pertanian dan segala macam itu, menurutku lumayan penting ya. Karena kan emang banyak hal yang kita dapetin, warga Indonesia dapetin dari sektor pertanian gitu.
Iya, apalagi kita setiap hari aja makannya apa?
Ya,
nasi.
Itu. Kalau Yohan gimana, Yohan?
Wah, menurutku penting banget sih karena udah tadi disebutin juga ya kalau kita tuh makanan pokoknya sendiri tuh nasi. Jadi kan nasi kan yang merawat, menanam, yang pokoknya yang ngurusin tuh petani gitu loh. Jadi menurutku diapresiasi sih petani.
Itulah kenapa harus istilahnya dirayakan, diapresiasi.
Iya, betul sekali.
Istilahnya kayak dikasih waktu 1 hari gitu untuk mengapresiasi dan memperingati tentang pertanian di Indonesia.
Iya,
gitu.
benar banget. Apalagi mereka tuh sangat berjasa ya bagi kami yang sudah memenuhi kebutuhan pokok kita ini ya.
Iya.
Kan? Nah, ngomong-ngomong soal nasi nih Mbak Bibah, Mas Yohan. Nah, tahu gak sih kalau ada kampung unik di Jawa Barat? Nah, warganya ini mayoritas petani, tapi gak pernah makan nasi.
Loh, makannya apa?
Terus gimana itu?
Kita breakdown sama-sama ya.
Boleh.
Ya, boleh.
Bisa sih.
Langsung
Nah
aja.
nih, menurut Malang Network, nah kampung unik di Jawa Barat kali ini berbeda nih. Kayak
itu kampung apa itu namanya?
Nah, disebut kampung ini karena memiliki masih kampung unik gitu.
Oh, kampung.
Kayak, ya mungkin gak ada berbeda, mungkin belum ada namanya gitu ya.
Oh gitu, oke.
Unik karena meskipun mayoritasnya warga di sana bekerja sebagai petani, tapi nggak pernah makan nasi.
Kenapa tuh? Ada alasannya nggak?
Warga di kampung unik di Jawa Barat ini terkenal tidak pernah makan nasi sejak lahir loh.
Gimana nggak makan nasi sejak lahir? Oke. Unik ini. Oke, bisa lanjutin.
Nah, makanya tuh kayak yang membuat unik dibandingkan kampung-kampung di Jawa Barat lain gitu. Nah, meskipun hidup di kota tuh tak membuat warga di kampung unik ini meninggalkan tradisi adat yang sudah ada sejak zaman dahulu.
Oh, tradisi.
Nah, dikutip dari Malang Network, pemerintah kota Cimahi, kampung unik ini bernama Kampung Adat Cirende.
Cirende.
Ya, betul. Nah, nama Cirende ini diambil dari nama sebuah pohon, yakni Rende yang dulunya banyak terdapat di kampung ini. Nah, pohon rende ini merupakan sebuah pohon yang sering dimanfaatkan sebagai obat herbal nih, Mbak Habibah, Mas Yohan.
I see.
Jadi tanaman herbal gitu ya.
Ya, nah kampung unik Cirende ini sendiri berada di Kelurahan Lewi Gajah, Kecamatan Cimahi Selatan.
Oh, Kota Cimahi. Oke.
Betul. Pernah dengar?
Cimahinya pernah, jujur.
Cimahinya pernah, tapi untuk kampungnya itu baru pertama kali sih.
Oke, bagus. Nah, kampung unik ini memiliki luas wilayah sekitar 60 hektar yang dibagi menjadi 60 hektar untuk lahan pertanian dan 4 hektar untuk pemukiman penduduk nih.
Oh, oke.
Jadi gede banget nih, Pak.
Gede banget berarti
Iya,
hampir.
gede banget ya.
Berapa? Nggak bisa matematika.
Nggak bisa. Mohon maaf ya.
Nah, warga di kampung unik ini sendiri nih hingga kini sebagian besarnya masih memegang teguh kepercayaan Sunda Wiwitan.
Oh, oke. Pernah dengar sih aku, tapi aku nggak tahu itu gimana kepercayaannya gitu. Tapi pernah dengar.
Nah, jadi masyarakatnya ini memiliki konsep kampung adat yang membagi daerah menjadi 3 bagian nih.
Apa aja?
Nah, diantaranya adalah loweng larangan atau hutan larangan,
Oke.
hutan terlarang lah.
Oke,
Tapi itu
iya.
loweng tutupan atau hutan reboisasi, dan yang
Reboisasi.
terakhir adalah loweng baladahan atau
Apa itu?
hutan pertanian.
Oh, hutan
Ini bahasa Sunda banget ya ini.
Iya.
Iya.
Terus itu setiap leweng itu kayak ada fungsi-fungsinya nggak? Kan berdasarkan nama-namanya tuh kayak apa? Hutan terlarang, hutan yang tutupan tadi apa?
Iya, dan juga hutan pertanian.
Oh, nah itu
mungkin
kayak
itu lebih ke
fungsinya.
kayak section gitu ya, kayak
Section.
zona-zona gitu.
Oke.
Bukan hal kayak yang kita biasanya toto-toto gitu kan, itu terlarang,
Oh,
kayak
oke,
gak boleh
oke,
buat
oke,
apa
oke,
gitu.
oke.
Nah, hutan reboisasi sendiri kan biasanya mungkin yang biasanya
Untuk
ya
penghijauan.
untuk penghijauan
Hmm,
dan
oke.
sebagainya.
Berarti
Dan-
bukan untuk corpse yang bakal di harvest,
Ya,
bakal
betul.
dipanen gitu ya?
Iya,
Ya,
kayaknya
betul.
enggak sih ya.
Nah, dan yang untuk crops mungkin yang di hutan pertanian atau loweng baladahan.
Itu baru
ya.
corps gitu.
Ya, seperti
make
itu.
sense.
Nah, masyarakat di sini nih sebagian besar bekerja sebagai petani jagung, kacang tanah, singkong, dan juga umbi-umbian nih.
Tapi adakah petani padi gitu?
Banyak
Oh,
juga.
banyak juga. Oke.
ya, betul. Nah, hingga kini nih masyarakat di Cirende
Hmm.
terkenal tidak mengkonsumsi nasi dan menggantinya dengan rasi.
Hah?
Tahu
Apa?
nggak itu?
Apa?
Alias
Apa itu?
beras singkong.
Oh,
beras
beras
singkong.
singkong.
Oh, jadi kayak nasi-nasian yang dibikin dari
Dari
singkong
singkong,
gitu kali
betul,
ya.
betul.
Gimana ya
Iya.
rasanya? Aku jadi kepo loh.
Mungkin bisa dicoba ya.
Iya.
Mungkin bisa
Gimana ya
dicari.
kita
Bisa
beli ya?
mengganti nasi
Di
kalau
e-commerce
semuanya nih.
gitu ya
Gimana?
mungkin.
Bisa mungkin ya.
Mungkin bisa buat anak kos juga.
Atau menu diet?
Ya.
Betul sekali.
Iya sih.
Oke,
Menurutmu
pengen-
gimana, Akmal?
Kalau
Kayak-
semuanya lagi mahal-mahal ya kan beras ya kan.
Iya.
Kita bisa pakai rasi nih.
Iya,
Iya
bisa sih,
sih.
bisa.
Masuk
Tapi misal kamu nih, kamu kan kayak orang Jawa, terus tiba-tiba kamu misal kayak disuruh pindah ke sana, or ya something kamu harus pindah ke sana gitu, dan ya karena di sana kebanyakan nggak makan nasi, mungkin kayak nggak ada warung yang menyediakan beras nih. Nah terus misal kamu di sana terus nggak makan nasi gimana, Akmal?
Ya, kemungkinan sih ya. Awalnya kan kita pasti beradaptasi terlebih dahulu
Iya,
ya kan.
iya, of
Mungkin kalau
course.
awal saya bakal cari nasi padang ya di sana.
Tapi agaknya susah ya. Oke.
Nah, hal itu tadi nih yang udah kita bahas tersebut nih sesuai dengan tradisi nenek moyang yang berpuasa mengkonsumsi beras selama waktu tertentu.
I see.
Nah, nenek moyang mereka dulu nih melakukan hal tersebut bertujuan untuk mendapatkan kemerdekaan lahir batin dan sebagai pengingat akan kekuatan Tuhan yang Maha Esa.
Oh.
Jadi ada kayak
ada filosofinya
hubungannya
ya?
sama spiritual
Ya,
gitu.
betul,
iya.
betul sekali. Nah, kurang lebih 85 tahun nih warga di kampung Cirende tidak makan nasi dari padi yang menggantinya jadi rasi. Jadi udah diganti.
Oh.
Udah 85 tahun, udah lama banget
Wow.
ternyata.
Itu-
Jadi udah kebiasaan di sana
Iya,
tuh.
iya.
2 generasi nggak sih anggap aja?
3 nggak sih malahan?
Aduh.
85 tahun kan?
Iya, 85
Nggak tahu
tahun.
dah.
Ya 2 3 lah.
Ya,
2 atau 3
Dua,
gitu lah
tiga,
ya.
gitu.
Oh. Dan mungkin penduduk di sana lebih sehat kali ya karena nggak makan the real nasi gitu.
Iya.
Mungkin juga dan
Mungkin ya.
Glukosanya
apa-apa
lebih
juga
rendah
lebih
ya?
hemat juga ya.
Iya,
Karena kita nggak perlu
hemat.
cari-cari padi, nggak perlu import padi, nggak perlu
Iya.
import beras.
Ya sih.
Tapi aku jujur kepo itu gimana bentuk ras itu. Sehingga kan biasanya kayak ya udah buah gitu kan ya.
Iya, iya,
Terus
iya.
ras itu apakah bentuknya kayak beras or kayak ya cuman kayak tepung singkong or something gitu, kayak bener-bener kepo sih. Dan kayak gimana ya rasanya, kan ada tuh kalian tahu kayak nasi jagung.
Ya.
Nasi jagung yang warna kuning gitu,
Ya,
jadi
ya,
kayak
ya, ya.
jagung yang perintilan kecil-kecil gitu kan, jadi nasi jagung gitu. Aku pernah lihat itu, pernah ngerasain juga. Tapi kalau nasi singkong itu aku jujur baru pertama kali denger sih.
Ini kalau aku cari di Google sih
Iya.
bentuknya tuh kayak tiwul gitu loh.
Iya, benar,
Tiwul.
benar banget.
Oh,
Bentuknya
oke
kayak
oke
gitu.
oke oke.
Tapi pas masih kering tuh bentuknya juga hampir mirip kayak beras kok.
Oh gitu.
Ya putih juga, ada yang putih, ada yang kuning kayak gitu.
Oh berarti emang proses pengolahannya mungkin lebih lama kali ya, karena kan dari yang buah singkong gitu, terus kita jadi nasi gitu ya.
Ya betul sekali.
Oke, menarik.
Nah kalau dari warisan budaya terkendali Indonesia nih ya. Nah rasi ini kan merupakan beras singkong nih yang udah kita bahas tadi nih, yang merupakan makanan pokok masyarakat kampung Cirende, Kecamatan Cimahi Selatan, Provinsi Jawa Barat. Nah tau gak sih kalau rasi ini tuh udah diverifikasi sebagai masyarakat yang telah menerapkan pola pangan non beras sejak tahun 1924. Jadi sebelum kita lahir ya.
Kita lahir
merdeka. Jadi mungkin karena dulu masih penjajahan, jadi kayak di masa-masa agak susah untuk makan makanan gitu ya, makan makanan yang benar-benar sehat atau yang bernutrisi. Jadi kayak mereka kayak ya udah pengganti nasi itu apa gitu ya, mungkin ya. Bener.
Nah dulu pada saat penjajahan Belanda, Cirende ini mengalami bencana kekeringan dan padi menjadi pusol. Sementara suplai beras dari pemerintah Belanda waktu itu sangatlah sulit.
That makes sense.
Sehingga mereka membuat rasi lah, jadi kayak jadi pengganti gitu.
Iya, pengganti. Benar-benar.
So mereka pergi meninggalkan sesepuh dari kampung Cirende, alias Aki Haji Ali, pergi meninggalkan desa mencari orang yang dapat membantu memecahkan masalah ini ya, cari problem solving. Terus sampai suatu saat dia tiba nih di wilayah Kesultanan Cirebon. Nah, sesepuh ini bertemu dengan tokoh yang mampu memberikan apa yang diharapkan. Namun yang diperoleh bukan berupa ilmu menanam padi.
Oh ya?
Jadi yang diperoleh adalah melainkan petatah petitih.
Apa itu?
Petuah-petuah.
Oh, petatah betul.
Yang sebetulnya sudah banyak dikenal oleh masyarakat Sunda. Nah, petuahnya tuh naon teu boga humaga asal boga pare.
Yohan bisa mengerti.
Naon teu boga pare ge asal boga
Sunda
beras.
Ya, bukan Korea ya. Ini salah pengucapan, salah arti loh.
Iya. Jadi gini.
Intinya.
Tidak apa-apa tidak punya huma atau ladang, asal punya padi. Tidak apa-apa tidak punya padi, asal punya beras. Tidak apa-apa tidak punya beras, asal dapat menahan nasi. Tidak apa-apa tidak dapat menahan nasi, asal makan. Tidak apa-apa tidak makan, asal dapat bertahan hidup. Jadi gitu petuahnya.
Petuahnya jadi ya gimana
penting hidup ya.
Iya, yang penting hidup gitu.
Iya betul lah. Situasi kehidupan masyarakat adat Cirende ini penuh kedamaian dan kerukunan. Sili asu, tata titi, duduga, paryoga gitu. Dengan masyarakat adat Cirende, rasi ini diistilahkan sebagai sengen atau bahan untuk dibuat nasi dengan mengganti konsumsi makanan pokok dari nasi beras ke nasi singkong.
Gitu.
Unik ya.
Ada masalah kekeringan, terus Belanda nggak ngirim.
Terus mereka cari alternatif
sendiri, cari problem solving sendiri.
Tetap makan gitu.
Iya betul sekali.
Dan emang sebenarnya waktu penjajahan kan nggak cuman kayak soal nasi yang kayak makanan penemuan atau makanan alternatif warga Indonesia gitu kan, banyak kan kayak makanan-makanan legendaris zaman sekarang yang istilahnya kayak terbentuk atau tercipta waktu penjajahan karena kekurangan makanan gitu. Tapi keren banget sih ini, unik. Mungkin bisa kali ya ke sana. Kalau misal kita lagi program diet nih, mungkin kita bisa kali ya kayak tinggal di sana gitu ya.
Ada mungkin presentasi dari e-commerce gitu ya.
Iya.
Bisa banget.
Nah, jadi kan warga Cirende tidak tergantung lagi nih pada beras. Nah, mengonsumsi makanan dari beras ini menjadi larangan masyarakat adat Cirende yang telah dijalankan oleh mereka secara turun-menurun. Jadi terjadi habit juga. Seperti itu. Nah, hingga saat ini mereka menganggap bahwa beras merupakan makanan yang bersifat duniawi. Soalnya karena rasa beras yang begitu nikmat dapat mempengaruhi kehidupan yang pemakannya. Nah, melalui rasi ini masyarakat Cirende dapat menilai bahwa ajaran leluhur yang mereka anut merupakan suatu berkah karena dengan mengonsumsi rasi, warga kampung Cirende ini mendapatkan kemerdekaan lahir batin seperti yang saya bahas tadi ya.
Gitu.
Nah, melalui rasi pula rasa saling menghargai, tolong menolong dan gotong royong pada masyarakat cerende sangat tinggi. Nah, hal ini dapat dilihat dari sistem sosial mereka untuk saling memberi. Nah, seperti yang saya bilang tadi ya.
Oke,
Jadi emang
keren, unik.
sangat bagus sekali.
Iya.
bagus.
Oh iya, ngomongin unik-unik nih, ada yang unik gak sih dari siaran kali ini tuh?
Iya, bener banget
Iya,
nih
kita
ya. Karena kita udah
surprise.
bahas tentang Indonesia juga ya. Kita
Iya.
udah bahas tentang
Iya.
Hari Tani Nasional yang udah
Indonesia
kita peringati
banget.
2 hari yang lalu
Iya.
di 24 September. Nah, abis ini teman-teman warga budaya
Surprise,
semuanya
surprise.
bakalan ada teman baru nih dari
Wih.
Singapura nih ya, yang bakal dipandu oleh Mas Yohan dan Mbak Habibah.
Oke,
Setelah
iya.
itu. Nah,
Boleh,
mereka
boleh.
bakal bahas banyak banget tentang culture dan
Iya.
many things lah ya.
Iya.
Ya, pokoknya
Oke.
many topics ya warga budaya.
Betul
Iya,
sekali.
betul.
Nah, mungkin kita bisa lanjutkan setelah jeda berikut ini.
Oh iya, warga budaya, setelah jeda berikut ini, jadi ada mahasiswa dari NUS yang akan menemani kita di siaran apresiasi ini ya warga budaya. Jadi
Iya.
sebelum itu kita akan putarkan satu lagu dulu nih. Mungkin lagunya bisa nge-lift up spiritnya warga budaya. Jadi mungkin biar lebih semangat gitu
Oke,
buat
oke,
nonton
oke,
dan
oke.
dengerin siaran ini.
Oke.
Jadi lagunya apa? Check this out.
Kita remaja yang sedang dimabuk asmara, mengikat janji bersama selamanya. Hati telah terikat, sepasang mata memikat, melambungkan asmara yang selalu meminta. Mengulur senja menanti datang sang pemilik hati, rela menanti sejak terbit mentari. Tak sabar untuk berbagi segala isi di hati, ceriakan sanubari dan berjumpa di ujung hari. Indahnya kisah kasih kita di masa remaja, di bawah rayu senja kita di madu bermanja. Tiada masa-masa yang lebih indah dari masa remaja. Seakan dunia milik berdua, hati terasa merindu tanpa rasa duka, berkumandang batu senandung asmara kepada yang tercinta. Nada-nada tercinta genggam pesona jiwa.
Radio Komunitas BBM FM.
Community Radio BBM FM, Creation for Nation.
Oke, balik lagi sama kita di siaran apresiasi.
Yap, bener banget. Dan sesuai janji kita tadi ya Mbak Bibah, kita sekarang ada temen-temen nih dari NUS.
Keren. NUS apa tuh? Mungkin beberapa
Waduh.
dari warga budaya nggak tahu nih NUS apa nih.
NUS tuh adalah National University of Singapore.
Iya.
Dan tentunya ada di Singapura ya warga budaya.
Iya. Tapi kita nggak di Singapura ya.
Iya.
Kita tetap di
Kita
BBM.
baru ada di BBM nih, bukan di Singapura ya. Jadi mungkin biar teman-teman dari NUS bisa perkenalan diri sendiri ya warga budaya.
Oke.
So guys, please
Halo,
introduce
guys.
yourself.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm Shawn.
I'm Jia Wei.
Shawn and
Jia Wei. My name is Jia Wei. Yes.
Oke.
Jadi,
Hi guys.
Ada Shawn dan Jia Wei ya di sini warga.
Oke.
Yeah, okay. So I guess we're here in Indonesia trying our project with BBM and as well as working with UGM students. So thank you for having us here. This is our first
No,
time.
thank you for having us. Thank you for freeing your time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, of
First to
course.
be
Yeah,
here.
yeah, definitely. So we've definitely come across like these past few days walking around BBM in Indonesia, learning a lot. Jia Wei, do you want to introduce a bit of what we've learned so far?
Yeah.
Sure. I think this is our second day at BBM. Yesterday we were there to learn the
Oh.
gamelan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was my first time trying out the gamelan.
Oh,
And
wow.
we played
Cool.
together as an orchestra. You know, we.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really an experience.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I think maybe we can just get right into it. I think one thing that we really noticed or we were really intrigued by was the paintings, the murals. You know, along
Yeah, a lot
there's
of
lots of
street
street
art.
art along the
Okay,
painting.
okay.
Yeah, we were just a bit curious. You know, what are these? Are they Indonesian folklore? Are they stories? You know, what are they? Who paints them? Yeah.
Jadi warga budaya sedikit penerjemahan. Jadi mereka
Oke.
tuh bertanya mural-mural atau gambar-gambar yang
Painting.
ada paintings yang ada di
Lukisan ya, lukisan.
Oh ya, lukisan yang ada di tembok-tembok di jalan atau di rumah-rumah tuh itu sebenarnya tuh apa sih? Apakah itu folklore atau apakah itu dongeng Indonesia atau apa sih sebenarnya dan siapa sih yang buat?
Oh oke. Jadi mungkin aku akan lebih menjelaskannya tentang painting yang ada di BBM aja kali ya Han ya.
Oh,
Kayak
boleh.
to narrow the topic gitu.
Boleh.
So maybe I can only explain the painting in the BBM area, like the painting in all of the windows.
Yes.
Maybe. So if I'm not mistaken, all of the paintings in every window has like one whole story about ikan mas or golden fish ya. Golden
Yeah,
fish,
golden
about
fish.
golden fish. So you can see all the painting when you di luar.
Outside.
Yeah, when you outside in BBM. So simply the story tells about like karakter utamanya siapa ya Han ya?
Sangkuriang.
No.
Aduh.
Actually, the main character name is we don't have like particular the name for main character because in some region have their own name.
Very different.
So,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, we can say that the main character like bawang putih. Like, do you know bawang putih, bawang merah?
I know
bawang
bawang putih.
is the protagonist one, and bawang merah is the antagonist one. Like, saudara tiri?
Half sister.
Stepsister.
Half
sister. Yeah, like that. So, bawang putih, in the story, bawang putih found like ikan mas, the golden fish.
The golden fish.
And golden fish not the common fish, but it's like magical ajaib, ikan ajaib.
It's a magical fish.
Yeah, magical fish that help bawang putih do her all of the activity.
Okay.
Because
okay.
she's under pressure with her stepmother. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the
Stepmother.
family, the family.
Yeah, stepmother. And yeah, simply in the middle of story, bawang merah, the antagonist one,
Yeah.
know that Bawang Putih has like new friends,
Yeah.
the ikan mas that help her to do their activity, their like rumah
House
apa
chores.
namanya?
House chores,
yeah,
house chores.
yeah, like that. And after that, they want to menjahati.
Oh, they want to wrong her. They
Yeah.
want to wrong Bawang
okay.
Putih.
Yeah, so they're trying to catch the ikan mas and they fried the ikan mas.
Oh,
dear.
Yeah, fried the ikan mas.
The magical fish.
Yeah, the magical fish. And after that, yeah, of course, bawang putih, sad ya.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
sure.
Pretty sure.
The golden fish, yeah.
And so sad, of course. And after that, she buried the duri.
The bones, the fish bones.
The bones of the fish, and then in some story, they told us that the bone grew tumbuh tanaman
Oh, so the bones actually grow this
as
tree.
the tree, as
Okay.
the tree, and the tree help the bawang putih again,
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
and kayak her stepmother and her sister kayak dapat karma gitu.
And her stepmother and her half sister
Yeah.
get their karma.
Yeah, get the karma. Yeah, something like that. Simply like that lah.
So like a moral to the story.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So like a lot of these like mural paintings, they have like, are they like to teach children this certain moral, or like do you usually have these folklores taught to you as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do actually been taught this folklore in elementary school. Even before our school began, our mother used to tell the stories.
Yeah.
So maybe they or the mothers here in Indonesia want us to learn something, want us to get something from the folklore itself. For example, don't be greedy, don't wrong an innocent people, and something like that.
Oh, that's really interesting, because I don't think that like in Singapore, do we have a lot of these folklores, do you think?
I'm thinking about it. I'm not too sure. I think it depends from family to family.
Oh,
Yeah.
When it comes from
Yeah.
folklore, though, I mean the only folklore which I'm familiar with is Sangila Utama, how Singapore came to be named as Singapore.
Huh? Oh, okay.
What happened was that there was it a prince? He came to Singapore, saw a lion,
Oh,
called
yeah,
it
lion,
Singa, and then that's how
Singa's lion.
Singapura came
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
Is there a moral to that story?
No, I think it's just a historical story. Yeah, no, that wasn't. Yeah.
Legenda ya kalau
Like,
dia
legend.
legend
Yeah,
story
legend.
kayak
Yeah.
apa sih munculnya suatu daerah atau suatu tempat
Oh,
gitu.
yeah. So actually we do have like the similar story here. For example, in some regions, they are here or they are there because someone creates something that
Yeah.
leads to something.
Yeah.
okay.
Basically like that.
Yeah. A lot of legenda in Indonesia actually.
Yeah, I just think that like it's so interesting that a lot of these folklores and stuff can be presented in the medium of like visual art, like in all your like walls and like the stained glasses.
Yeah.
I don't think that do we have that in Singapore? I don't think that we have a lot of street art or like visual art that can be seen when we go like walk around the streets. Is that, do you think?
I think it's a little bit different when it comes to folklore. I think we do have street murals, but they are a little bit more controlled. Like in
Okay.
Chinatown, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
we do have like traces
I know.
of our hawker culture,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
life was like in the 80s, you know. But
okay.
these are more, I would say, fabricated by the government in an attempt to sort of reimagine Chinatown as like a tourist destination.
Okay.
What I understood here was that it's a little bit more organic. You know, people here,
It's authentic as
authentic.
well.
You know,
yes, yes.
in Singapore it's a little bit different. But you know, hearing all of these stories really takes me back to my childhood. And
Wow.
we were just outside this radio station here. There was some children performing.
Yeah.
All the mothers came down.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot of song and dancing, and it
Yeah,
really, it's a really nice atmosphere. But I guess something I wanted to ask, y'all was what was it like? You know, what was the culture like growing up as a child? You know, did you perform these arts as well? Did your mother send y'all to practice these dances, or?
Like, were you exposed to a lot of like the traditional performances when you were a kid? Were you motivated yourself to join them often?
Oke. Jadi
How about you, Yohan?
mungkin sedikit penerjemahan warga
okay.
budaya. Jadi
Yeah, I'll translate.
jadi pertanyaan mereka tuh apakah saat kecil kita tuh dimotivasi oleh ibu kita atau kita tuh ada motivasi sendiri gitu untuk mengikuti traditional art performance ini.
Gitu-gitu.
Kalau Mbak Bibah gimana? How about you?
Personally, actually, I'm always interested in culture since I was young. So yeah, it's a bit story about my childhood story. So actually, my grandparents, my kakek, lupa. My grandpa usually took me and my sister to watch wayang performance. So yeah, at that time, of course, I don't know all about puppet, all the performance, but what the theme or something. But I just watch it, and when I'm in my grandparent house, usually my grandpa always play the radio that play like do you know ketoprak? Like ketoprak is like a theater or drama, Japanese drama, but from radio.
Okay.
We only hear the voice of the character and the gamelan and something like that. So yeah.
So it's adapted to just audio form,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And every night when I'm in my grandparents' house, they always play that
all night long.
that thing. So that's why we can say like I grew up with culture, but not too culture or not too into the culture.
Not too deep into it, but you are
Deep
dipped
into
into
You
it.
still like have
But
the
I'm
experience
interesting.
exposed to it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. How about you guys?
I think like I was exposed to, I wouldn't say like a lot of my traditional culture when I was growing up. Instead, that I was exposed to a lot of activities that I may be interested in that doesn't really have to relate to my personal identity or culture. So like I grew up with a lot of sports. Then music wise, then you just learn along the way. I think in Singapore it's like when we choose activities to do as a child, we're not pushed as parents maybe, and a lot of that it's like, oh, you should go play the piano, you should go play, get that grade 8 certificate, or so maybe it's like being exposed to activities is not based on yourself a lot of the time, but also like encouraged by parents to see like as a way to like expand your skill in other areas outside your academics and maybe get like a more robust experience.
I think when maybe going back to the original question, when it comes to culture, maybe it's because in Singapore, our culture is a little bit hard to define because Singapore is a multiracial country. Correct. So when we actually try to pull these strands apart, what exactly is my culture? I am part Chinese. My father is from Malaysia. My mother she's born in Singapore, but she has Peranakan descent. When it comes, it's a bit difficult to really pinpoint what exactly is culture.
So I think it's like a lot of maybe exposed to different ones. So maybe like I have a few friends that aren't even like Chinese, and then they are suddenly exposed to like Chinese martial art and they're very interested in that. So then they'll take on that, but it doesn't really have any root. They're not rooted in that like culture, but they still take interest in it. And I think that's really cool about Singapore is that like you are exposed to so much. Like I have a few friends, Chinese friends who like do silat, like the Malaysian martial art. It's like a really big community in NUS as well, and it's really, really welcoming. And I think that's really cool, honestly, trying new things that are outside of what your identity may be defined as. I think is really like unique.
Ooh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe you could come and try.
Okay.
As for me, my dad usually take me to this wayangan or traditional,
same as me, like,
shadow puppet
wayangan,
performance.
Shadow puppet performance.
But since it is quite early in the morning, like 4 a.m.
Oh, it's that early in the morning?
Yeah,
is it usually that early?
No, actually, wayang performance start in the midnight
and
finish at the dawn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Usually at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why we as child at the time we can handle it.
But do you feel like a very big like pride? Do you hold a lot of pride knowing that these performances are from your culture a lot of the times?
Back then, no. Like I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I just love hearing the music and all
Yeah.
of the people coming together
Yeah.
to watch the performance. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think that far back then. But right now, yes, I feel really proud being a part of this Japanese community, having wayang as my how do you say, heritage in a way,
Yeah, heritage too.
and having gamelan also as our
Yeah.
culture. I feel really proud.
Yeah.
Do you play the gamelan?
I'm not.
Do you play it?
Yes.
Ooh,
I do.
really?
The gamelan one.
Do you often like, is it like your main instrument? Do you just like play for interest or?
Well, jadi apakah gamelan itu main instrumen atau cuman bisa itu aja? Apakah play itu sebagai main instrumen
Oh,
atau
just like
gimana?
The function of the gamelan, right? So not the gamelan can play the only instrument, the only gamelan performance. It also can mengiringi wayang, was?
It can also accompany wayang's
Yeah,
performance.
accompany wayang performance, and also accompany traditional dance. Like we play the gamelan and sing the song, and we have like a dancer. Yeah, something like that.
Do you practice here in BBM?
Yeah.
Wow. The room is really nice. Like
I remember
when we-
during our performance yesterday, I really like Park Kun's
yeah.
philosophy towards teaching music. Right, he said that it should be something that's very easy to learn. You know, it's
Like
very
very
welcoming.
Yeah.
Like, if it
Something
weren't
which
for him, I'll be so intimidated. I'll be so
Yeah,
scared. I
it
don't
was
know
so
where to put
complicated,
anything.
you know. There was
Yeah.
like the whole orchestra, you have different
Yeah.
sets, people were beating offbeat, upbeat. There was the drum,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
But I really like his
Because you
approach.
need
Yeah.
to pay attention with the other instruments,
Yeah,
to make the
yeah,
harmony,
yeah.
to make the harmony and unity. So
Yeah.
that's why when you need to focus your own instrument, but at the same time you need
Listening
to
around.
listen carefully the other instrument. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a friend that was doing the drums, and then he would like go
Yeah.
offbeat. Then we'd be like, wait, what's
Yeah,
going on?
yeah.
He was slapping a bit too hard. The drum was like going to fall off.
Too bad I can see it.
Yeah.
So what instrument did you play?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I didn't learn any. I was very unfortunate. I feel like I should have like ventured into some traditional like instruments as well. But I played the guitar, drums. But it's all like you kind of wish that like now you grow up, then it's like you thought I was cool back then, but now you really wish that you wanted to be like have some sort of like proper product of your heritage, I guess. Do you play anything, Jia Wei?
I used to play the violin.
Oh.
Yeah, but I stopped quite a while ago.
Why
but
did you stop?
It was.
Is it the pressure?
Hey, we're not going to talk about that on radio. Okay, that's something off radio.
Not the pressure.
No, I think following Shawn, my mom, you know, she wanted me to try lots of different things, and I guess you know,
okay.
just I had to pick something lah. Yeah, but I think. But something which I really like that Shawn said was, you know, learning something just because you love it. Right, I think that's something which is really
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Instead of learning something because I want to be the best at it,
Yeah.
I want to go and like make money with this. No, just do
Yeah.
something because you
Yeah.
love it. That is what I think. You know, yeah, that's I
That's
really like.
what
I
I
really like the
do.
thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of my friends are, like around me also feel like they lose interest in the instrument because then it's like that pressure that what they want to
Yeah.
excel in,
Yeah.
and it's really unfortunate a lot of the times. But yeah, so it's like we were looking at the dance right outside BBM before this. Then we were talking. Jia Wei was talking to one of the mothers, and essentially she said that her daughter wanted to join a dance because she was exposed to like it in school, and then from her own interest it started there, and there was no like, even the daughter herself said that there was no like pressure from her to do anything or be excelled to join. It's just to enjoy it herself, to come along here, and it was so heartwarming to see, honestly. Yeah.
It gave me a bit emotional.
So maybe we can move to the next question.
Next question. Okay, I guess when we talk about, we've been talking a lot about culture and arts.
Yeah.
And, maybe something that we would like to ask Indonesian students is, what do your youth think about arts? The art scene in Yogyakarta.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the
Apa yang
scene.
kita pikirkan tentang art gitu.
Yeah, jadi gitu ya.
You first.
What I think about art, especially art performance in Jakarta, unfortunately I cannot really like savor it in my high school or elementary school because I'm not in like the main city of Jakarta.
Yeah.
But fortunately enough, I was accepted into UGMs, and I find this community, this radio community, which are a part of BBMs, which are like cultural center.
Yeah.
And then I get to like see a lot more of this
Yeah.
cultural art performance, so I get to enjoy
yeah.
and appreciate it more in a way, because I never really thought of this or Japanese art as something that I would want to do or I would want to learn. But once I tried, once I tried to play the gamelan, it's really therapeutic for me. Like I just present on the things that I play right now, and I don't remember not the future, but the past, and I don't mind about my exam or something that maybe will come up later. So I just focus on the gamelan itself. So it's a bit therapeutic for me. And seeing an art performance, especially a dance performance, usually, I really appreciate the hard work, the hardships that the dancer have to go all those years just to get maybe one move or one dance perfectly done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's for me.
Yeah, it's good.
What about you?
For me personally, because I'm always interested when talking and discussion about culture, like right now. So yeah, I see the performance is like, what is like, a good things that I need to know that kayak nggak semua mau aku praktis, tapi kayak aku mau melihat kayak semua hal yang berkaitan sama performance.
So she wants to see all of the cultural things, but she might not practice it all, but she wants to see it all.
She wants to know, like, understood. So it's like a really big. Do you think it's like the art scene like very big thing here?
Yeah, totally.
Like, it encapsulates like a lot of different areas and stuff. Yeah.
Especially if you are in Yogyakarta College, usually when they have a big event, not even a big event, just a regular event, they will incorporate a cultural something in that event. For example, like a dance performance in the beginning, or a gamelan performance in the beginning, something like that.
Wow. Because like we asked this question because like we personally, coming here and seeing it just everywhere is just such a big like contrast to in comparison to like Singapore. Like when you're talking about maybe how like it in everyday life, like you know what I mean. Like even when we see like the graffiti, right? Like here, it's like. It's so amazing to see. Like we have one of our group mates that every time there's a graffiti, she'll like run up to it with her camera. She'll like click, like So we're just talking about how the art scene in Singapore is like, it's I wouldn't say like restricted, but it's more like I think controlled and defined in a certain sense.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit different because maybe Singapore has placed a little bit more emphasis on Singapore as a arts hub, as a cultural hub. And what that means is, we invite these bigger players. We invite the Americans, the Australians to come and perform. Like recently, Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Swift.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
You know why Taylor Swift has 6 shows in Singapore, like, and no shows anywhere else, like in Southeast Asia? Like that was a big thing, right? They're like, why doesn't like come to why don't they come to Malaysia? Why don't they come to like Indonesia? Like all that kind of stuff. It was because the Singapore Tourism Board sponsored them to. Sponsored Taylor Swift, gave them more money just so she could perform in Singapore. So like their way of perceiving art is like they would give the other players to come to Singapore and make this place like where other people can come and enjoy other cultures rather than Singapore itself.
Yeah, there's a hint of like transactionality. It's all about money and profit, unfortunately.
But it's kind of cool though if you think about it that they managed to make Taylor Swift do 6 shows. Like, she didn't do that anywhere else. I mean, I heard Coldplay is doing quite a lot, if I'm not wrong.
Coldplay, they extended how many times?
They extended, they kept extending.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Like they have the ability to do that. Like Jia Wei was talking about it. Like Singapore has the resources to do all this. And like they really do like try like a lot of K-pop idols like come to Singapore, right? And a lot of like other bands.
I mean it's both good and bad, right? On the good side you have this. On the bad side is that you have, I guess, local artists who are really trying to put out their own music who will struggle to compete against these bigger players, in this sort of backdrop.
Because there's not that stepping stool that they give to other foreign players.
I mean, we do have art exhibitions in Singapore, of course. It's not it's just, I guess, in comparison to this.
Where like the local culture is so emphasized, and you do instill that pride within you and your identity. I mean, a lot of people would feel very prideful that Taylor Swift is coming to play for 6 months.
yeah, that's not identity. yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, but it was very heartwarming to hear Yohan, that you kept an open mind towards these cultures. You explored it, you loved it, right, and you got more into it. But would you say that you're an oddball? Are you like the one out of the many? What about the rest of your classmates and peers?
Ooh, I'm not sure about my classmates or my peers, but I can't really speak in their perspective. But I think if they enjoy art, I think they will enjoy like all kind of art, even the Japanese art.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. Maybe yes.
Okay. Sorry, that's a hard question. Sorry.
But there is still that platform, like if
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
to like
yeah.
want to
Yeah,
join
yeah.
and explore all these things, which is really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Oh yeah, and actually when we our first year,
Yep.
actually we have like course that related to cultural,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
cultural communication. So some of us have like a project to do some observation that related to culture or
Art.
history and art, something like that. So maybe
Yeah, maybe that's the gate open.
yeah.
Maybe.
Like an
indirectly,
introduction.
Yeah, like
we always
introduction.
related with culture.
Yeah, because realize it or not, we always see culture
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
almost
we
every
always
day.
see
So
culture.
maybe this is like the eye opener for us in a way. Because the first semester I learned about the Indonesian cross-cultural communication,
Yeah.
which is how culture in Indonesia
Yeah.
works together to create this one big community. And then after
International
international,
cross-cultural communication.
at my second
Yeah.
semester, and then that really opens me up to a lot of more perspective. For
Yeah.
example,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never know that in this place there's this culture
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's a lot of bigger culture that is
Yeah,
somewhat hide it in a way, quote unquote, hide it,
yeah.
and then
Like overshadow.
yeah,
in a sense.
overshadows,
Yeah.
yeah. And then when I learned about the Indonesian cross-cultural art communication, I learned about like Yukiko's heritage, even its
Yeah.
folklore,
Yeah.
and I'm on class A, so the other class or class B is making wayangs,
Yeah, puppet.
Oh wow.
puppet,
Yeah, the simple puppet.
Okay.
and then they do this broadcasting also. And then I think that was an
Yeah.
eye-opener for me.
Yeah. Something like that.
So it's like definitely gives you like a platform or like a freedom to explore.
Yeah.
Like I never thought that I need to explore this kind
Yeah.
of things before.
Yeah.
But once I get into it, I think I enjoy this.
yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
Maybe this is a good time to transition to our last and I guess final question, which
Okay.
it's on the topic of I guess freedom to explore. I guess yesterday when we were doing our gamelan practice,
Yeah.
Pak Kun mentioned he wanted to look into experimental kind of music, combining the gamelan with Western kinds of music. You know, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh,
Right, combining traditional forms of music.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think that's a really neat idea.
Yeah.
I think gamelan really can be mixed and featured in so many ways, in so many art performance. And then, I think that's pretty great idea. Especially when you play gamelan, if I'm not mistaken, you can like rearrange it,
Yeah.
even though the note is the same, but you can maybe change the tempo or change the rhythm
Yeah.
or change maybe some notes.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty great idea. How about
Yeah.
you, Habibah?
For me personally, actually, when we play gamelan, not only the traditional instrument that we play, sometimes we add some instruments like drum, like tambourine,
Okay, yeah.
That's like, I think that's part of what Western
Music?
instrument,
I think so.
something like that.
I think trumpet too, right?
Yeah, trumpet.
Oh, wow.
Also trumpet. Yeah, actually we can combine like the modern instrument and gamelan. and I think it will be a great combination.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of freedom that we can get in practicing gamelan because gamelan is not a fixed instrument. Like it's a rhythm-based instrument.
Of
So
course,
you
a
can
long time ago, it's fixed
Yeah.
instrument. But for now, to make like we as young people
more interested in
yeah, we can arrange, we can
rearrange it, we can
modify it.
To like
And,
attract more
Yeah,
people
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Because we were thinking about it, right? Because a lot of, I think that in there's always a big fear in like modernizing tradition, right? Because you're always scared that the past might get washed away, or like the past might like overshadow. I would guess like, you know, like disappear if you say. So it's like when we're talking to Pakun, and it was a very interesting point of view. And I think we learned in that like sometimes simplification doesn't necessarily mean like the past completely being destroyed. In any sense, it's actually a stepping stone for younger people or new people to make the gamelan feel less intimidating. Then if they are interested after that, then they could like delve deeper into the actual tradition, like the deeper stuff and all that. So like I think it's a universal fear of anything, right? Like for any sort of kind of culture, do you think?
Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit lost in thought. I'm just thinking about. I'm going back to the way Pak Kun, you know, his philosophy of teaching again. It should be something you enjoy. Yeah.
It's really something that you have to put your own interest first. Like going back to like the whole like activities thing. Right? You have to be motivated yourself first and foremost, not be pressured by other things. I think that's like a lot of what youth engagement now is, right? Like sometimes maybe past generations putting it on you may seem boring and everything, but it's really just invigorating the younger people into back to your own identity that really makes it worth it.
And did you enjoy playing the gamelan yesterday?
Oh, it was so fun. It was so fun.
For real?
I think it's like especially how we all have to work together. Then it's like we're all learning this together. Like we're all starting from a like the same level. Then we were building. Then Pak Kun taught us like the offbeat afterwards. Then he taught us the like different instruments, the drums, how is it composed, then the speed, the tempo. Oh my goodness, that was like it's like adding more levels. He told us that we were the fastest group that ever learned that song. So like his motivation really made it a lot like much more interesting.
And I knew from Mr. Jan, one of your lecturer, actually lecturer from
NUS also.
Southeast Art Department.
Oh, I think so. I thought Southeast Asian Art.
He said that your campus has gamelan.
Oh yeah. I heard that we have that as well. Like
maybe you can try.
Exactly. We can go back with the knowledge
And share.
and
with
share.
the teaching
And maybe
class.
start a student club.
Actually, I think there is now. Like, if I'm not wrong, they're
Gamelan
coming.
Society?
They're coming.
They're
this
coming as well to
Friday.
BBM to
Yeah,
perform.
to perform actually.
Yeah.
So it's like they come here, they go practice, they perform. You know, it's like a actually cross-cultural exchange.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
we're gonna go watch it. We're gonna see if they're better than us. Like, I don't know. I think we got taught by a pretty good instructor. I mean, not many can pass Pak Kun if I'm not wrong.
Well, that's pretty nice to hear. And Habibah, do you want to add something?
For now, maybe about culture and gamelan. Maybe I just want to add a bit information about how to like encourage young people here to interest with gamelan. Actually, in our study program has like a group gamelan, Gasita, and one way to promote or to encourage our junior to join the gamelan, because like you know how we play the gamelan, Javanese gamelan, Bali gamelan.
Oh yeah, we learned the difference.
Malaysian gamelan is totally different, and what we do is like make some like international exposure, something like that. So some of us, when we talk about international exposure, or like we can go abroad with the gamelan, or we can go abroad to perform gamelan, I think it will can encourage
Yeah.
more people, more our junior.
Like taking them to
yeah.
new places and then sharing that.
I know that gamelan maybe sometimes boring things maybe for some of us, but with the international exposure, we can encourage them to join the gamelan and practice gamelan and learn about gamelan.
Yeah, I think
Something like that.
I mean, this is something which Park Kung was talking about. This idea of not just thinking of cultures in silos, right? It's actually really there's influence by all
many
different
things.
kinds of culture, and especially I looked at BBM as flowing in and out. You have university students from Singapore coming here, right? Then we bring it back, right? We come here and learn something new. The gamelan changes, according to where it goes. We pick up different things. Park Kung got a bit technical yesterday when he was talking about the pentatonic scales, all the do re mi fa sol la ti do or something like that. And you can see the overlaps, and I think that really raises a
like
very,
it really
a
is
very,
proof of
very
that
good point.
cultural influence, like the
Correct. It's
the
all
interchange.
susceptible to culture, and that's the whole point of, I guess, exploring different cultures, right?
Yeah, and if anything, I think it goes under the themes of how like you contemporize music. If music is forever changing, just like the culture in itself. Yeah. So like, I mean, if anything, I think that it was all a very worthwhile experience, and not just learning the gamelan in general, but just also like as you learn the gamelan, you like it or not, it's like you're naturally also learning the history and understanding where, like, why does the intonations differ from the normal Western notation? Why does the scale not match in some areas? Why does that come out? Like, it's like learning the instrument and also why it was made that way and how did it come to be? So honestly, yesterday's experience was really just a very holistic one in general, not just learning from the instruments. Yeah.
I see. Oh yeah, I want to ask you guys. As I said before, that realize it or not, we are seeing cultures and arts every day, and we incorporate arts in so many events that we hold here in Indonesia. Is it the same in Singapore? Do you all have like dance performance before the event starts, or at the beginning of an event or something?
Or like ritual before.
Like a ritual.
Ritual. We sing the national anthem every morning. That's our form of national identity. But I think when it comes to events itself, no, we do not have this. It's different. Yeah, we do not have specific, let's say, cultural dances or performances before. If we do, it would more
have to relate to the actual like culture in itself, right? Like,
depending on the event, right?
Yeah, it really depends. I think a lot of I think it's also like, the issue of it being like how Singapore's nature is being very multicultural, right? So it's like it really depends on which performances you want to play or how does it cater to what audience. Like it's really about catering to everyone, understanding that everyone is very different and that cultural performances are as much as exposure to for other people is also like catering to that certain demographic, right?
I guess there's also that split, where do you draw the line between something which has to be not related to culture and when do you do cultural? I'm wondering if that is just a very Singaporean thing to do, to split the two. Whether we should consider actually merging the two, when we hold events.
Because I think that's exactly what happens here, right? Like your official events, maybe your government. Do your government events have like that kind of thing, like ritualistic dances? I think that's like really like cool because your like identity and your government and everything is encapsulated in the culture in itself. Whereas like I think Singapore really puts that as two different things.
I see.
Like in order to get a fair share, I would say like to really equalize among all the religions, all the races. Like if I'm not wrong, right? Like there's this policy of like in Singapore where like in order to cater to all like religion holidays or like for certain races, I think it's like only each race has like 3 days dedicated to them.
Might be,
Yeah, so like for example for the Chinese, then you have Chinese New Year. Then maybe Mid-Autumn Festival, something like that. Whereas what other?
I mean, there's a lot to talk about here, but coming about the history of Singapore, basically it was a struggle of how would you get a nation to live harmoniously together. Right, and
with so many stakeholders.
Like you mentioned, a melting pot, right? How do you
how do you
manage?
melt that pot perfectly?
Oh.
It's a loaded question.
Well, maybe we can talk about it in the next broadcast if we can. And since it's already like 6 p.m. now, and we have done like 1 hour broadcast by the way.
Ya.
So
Nggak kerasa ya.
We're just too passionate about this. We're just too
Great
passionate.
job.
so do you want to add something? Maybe last word?
Yeah.
Not last word,
Your,
but
Last
not
word.
Your last message for our listener.
Oh no, thank you so much for having us here. It's been really
Yes,
like
thank
this
you.
conversation
Yeah.
itself really enlightening to
Aw,
understand.
that's really hard.
It's really just like understanding different points of view from a blank slate and knowing from personal experience that really like makes like coming here such a robust experience.
And I guess also being so open, right? This
Yeah.
interview itself was actually done on the fly. We came here and just, it was just a really impromptu thing, right? And I guess that is maybe the essence of community as well, right? Coming here,
Definitely.
things just happen. We talk to people, we network with people,
Yeah.
and
We
really
make
thank you for the
connections with
opportunity.
people.
yeah, definitely.
And these things just happen
So thank you
spontaneously.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for
Thank
freeing your
you.
time, by the way. So maybe that's it. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys,
Thank you
for
so
having us.
much.
Thank you.
And Habibah, do you want to add something?
No, that's enough.
No?
Oh wait, no. How did we do for our first broadcast? How do we do?
Oh,
Huh?
good.
Okay,
Good,
okay,
great.
I think we're good.
Great.
And mungkin segitu dulu ya warga budaya untuk siaran apresiasi hari ini. Kami mau ngucapin makasih banget sama warga budaya yang udah dengerin siaran apresiasi pada hari ini. Dan kami juga mau makasih juga sama ada staff-staff nih yang sebelumnya hadir. Ada
Yeah.
Pak Kun, ada
Mm,
Akmal,
yeah.
ada Habibah juga. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. And thank you so
you.
much guys.
Thank you so much, guys.
Terima kasih.
Yeah.
Ya, sama-sama. Dan kami juga mau minta maaf nih warga budaya kalau ada salah-salah kata, informasi atau interpretasi gitu. Mungkin
Yeah.
kalau ada salah-salah informasi bisa langsung di DM aja ya di
Yeah.
akun Instagram Radio BBM FM. Itu username-nya kecil semua tanpa spasi ya warga
Oke,
budaya.
oke.
Mungkin bisa langsung di search
Nice
up
info.
aja. Habis itu ya mungkin segitu aja ya warga budaya untuk siaran
Oke,
apresiasi hari
yeah.
ini. Jadi mungkin segitu aja. Thank you so much for listening and see you on the next broadcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Uncle，我真的很爱你，因为你煮的菜饭又好吃又那么便宜。Uncle，但我必须承认，当我点你菜的时候，比考试更有压力，因为我还没选好。你就问我要什么，我只能说这个那个这个那个这个那个，心里不知该说什么这个那个，看着你我只能随便乱直说这个那个。
安迪，我很感激你有那么多种的选择，不同的菜，不同的肉。安迪，但我有一个问题哦，为什么我们每次见面的时候，你都会给我 anxiety？因为我还没选好，你就问我要什么，我只能说这个那个这个那个这个那个，心里不知该吃什么这个那个，看着你我只能随便乱直说。我要这个那个这个那个这个那个，心里不知该说什么这个那个，看着你我只能随便乱直说。这个那个。
帅哥要什么？
帅哥 No one calls me 帅哥 for you
打包。
了解为什么我每次还会去你 stressful 的点，因为当你叫我的美女帅哥 it just somehow hits different。 没人能像你这样说美女帅哥，因为你我永远天才的 nervousness。 什么这个那个，看见你我只能随便乱直说，这个那个，这个那个。
Dipancarkan dari kawasan Balai Budaya Minomartani, Radio Komunitas BBM.